Hello there everyone and welcome back. Happy Easter Monday everybody. So as you can see, I've got lots going on my table, so I'm going to get straight into it. I've cut my background paper down to the size of the page that I need. I border punched the edge of it to make it pretty and used one of my Martha Stewart punches. This one I believe is now discontinued and is quite rare to find, so please don't ask me where I got it because you're just going to have to look it up, and hopefully someone might be selling one on eBay. I also then cut out some pretty pastel-y floral paper and I've added that onto the page as well. And then I went and Google searched straw bonnets and I came across a website that had got this image on it. So I printed it off, and I printed it off twice. And this one, I've cut out the hat again so that it's separate, and then I stuck it onto a piece of card so it makes it a little bit firmer because this is on paper. So this I'm going to sit on here. So let's glue that in place now. I'm just going to use my collal glue. Now, just as a reference point for you guys, a lady commented the other day about she didn't know about all the different glues and what they were to be used for. I have actually done a video about the glues that I like to use and why I use them. So if you want to find it, if you go onto YouTube and go to the search bar and type in Carol Tinson glue, the video will come up, and then you'll be able to find out about all the different types of glues that I use. So that's her on there. Now I actually want this piece to sit a little bit proud of the background. So what I'm going to do is I've got some foam tape and I'm just going to, where's my other scissors? There we go. These are my tatty paper scissors that it doesn't matter if they get a bit bunged up. So I'm going to add that on there. So it's going to be a bit more dimensional. And there. But I'm leaving the bottom edge alone. So I'm going to peel that first one off and I'm going to put another piece on top of it. Okay, so that will then sit on there, and then I'm going to put glue along this bottom edge and attach it to here. So that will be attached there, and then this will start to come up at a bit of an angle. All right, so I'm not going to stick it down just yet because there's some things that I want to attach first. Now then, what I thought was, I've got some lovely tulle netting, some real soft tulle netting, and I thought about adding some across there, but obviously I want it stuck on the back, which is the reason why I'm not sticking my hat down just yet. So let me just get a nice thick strip of that and twist it a little bit maybe. Yeah, okay, so we're going to chop these bits off there. And how long do I want it? About there. Move her out the way for a minute. Okay, now I'm just going to lift the edge of that tape up because I might be able to just sit that on the edge there. It's a loud car. And then twist that round a little and bring that round to the back on the other side. Lift that up again. Just glue that onto the back. Now I might need to add some more glue to it in a bit, but for now that just holds that in place, and then later on I can add some ribbons and things coming down off it. So that will then start to look like that. Okay, happy with that. So let's peel off these tapes now and we'll get these stuck in place. And I'm going to put some glue along the bottom edge of the hat, so that will make contact with the actual picture. I'm going to put a dot of glue on top of that tulle netting to make sure that it sticks to the picture. And we'll put this in place. Okay, and now I've got a little bit of a dimensional hat, and it also means that I can have things coming out from underneath the hat as well, which was the reason for doing it dimensional in the first place. Now, the other thing that I've done is I've sorted out loads of other little bits which you might be able to see around me. So the other idea of the Rock Your Journal project was to utilise up some of the bits and pieces that I've got that I've not used. They're just sat in drawers and boxes and tubs, and I wanted to use some of these things up. So I went through my topper box and I found these Beatrix Potter card toppers, so I thought that I could utilise some of those, with them being bunnies and Easter. I've got some flowers here that I thought that I might use. They're just dead plain flowers. I've sorted out some embroidered appliques. I've got some crochet flowers. So I think what I need to do is I need to sort through some of these bits and pieces and decide what I'm going to have where. So I'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you what I've decided to do. I've sorted through the characters that I want to use, tucking from underneath that middle band there. So the likes of Jemima sat there, maybe the flowers sat there, the two bunnies maybe sat there, the kitten there, could have the bird flying off the top, so he could be perched up there, an umbrella maybe coming out from underneath. So basically I'm going to go off and go and play and arrange these. I'm also going to chop up some of these flowers, so I'm just going to snip off the petals and maybe have these coming out from underneath the band this way, so there'll be a row of petals, or maybe 2 rows of petals coming out from underneath there, and then an explosion of Beatrix Potter from the top. I found this strip as well in amongst those die cuts, so I thought that might go across the bottom. Oh, dragonfly, that could sit sort of on top of the band. I don't know yet. I'm going to go off and go and have a play, and then I'll come back and show you what I've finished up doing with my bonnet, so I'll see you back here in a minute. So I had a slight change of plan with the characters that I added up here, and actually what I was going to do with the flowers, but as you can see, it's now starting to come together. And then I've added these lovely pretty little flowers here. I'm going to add some gemstones in the middle of them, and I'm going to carry on adding some leaves. I've got these to stick across the bottom where her shirt finishes, so it kind of brings all the picture sort of together. So I'm going to go off, finish playing with this. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of what the top of the hat sort of looks like. And then I'll show some photographs at the end of when I've actually completed it. but it's been quite fun doing this one. Something a little bit different, and it's used up some of my stash, which I'm really pleased about. So now we're going to go on to the next prompt, which was through the window. For the next prompt, which was through the window, I had to look through my stash and I found this greetings card, and it's got like these little windows here, and then it opens up and it's got this lovely arch up here, so it's a little bit like play school. We're going to look through the arch window. Those in the UK will probably know what I'm on about. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put some vellum on the back, because we've got some nosy neighbours and we don't want them looking through the window to see what's inside the house. And then the view through the window will be this magazine cutting, so I'm going to trim that down to size. These were the segments that were just out of the arched window there. So I'm going to trim that down to size, stick this on the back, stick this piece of vellum on the back here, and then I'll come back and show you the next part that I'm going to do. I've glued some paper onto those front two flaps so that they now act as curtains, and as you can see I've put the vellum on the back of the window, and then I've cut that down to size so that when she looks through a window she's got a glimpse of what's on the other side. Now I've suddenly remembered that I'd got this special washi tape with little plant pots on, so I thought about sitting some of the plant pots underneath the window here. I've got this pretty little purple washi tape, so I thought about adding that around the outside to tie it all together with the purples that are on the image in there. I'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you what it looks like completed. Now at the moment it looks a little bit plain Jane. I might add some more to it a little bit later on, but that's basically what it looks like. So now instead of curtains, they're shutters, because I've found some brads and I cut the backs off and I stuck those on. I put the washi tape around the outer edge. Now the lady that lives the other side of this window, she suddenly hears a knock at the door, and when she opens it up she can see something through the frosted glass, and she's got all the lovely little plant pots here on the bottom. So she goes out the door and she goes and has a look, and ta-da! All her family, who she hasn't seen all during COVID, have all turned up to come and see her. Ah, the end. So that's the end of my little story. So yeah, so I might add a little bit more on that. We'll see. I might come across stuff as I'm doing some other pages and think, oh, I know what that can go on. I might add a little bit more to this. But it's kind of got the inference there of through the window. So as I say, she's got her plant pots on the shelf, and then through the window she's got her lovely garden and her family have come to visit. So I'm going to go on to the next two prompts. So I'll see you back here in a second. I've already date stamped my tags. So the prompt for the 5th of April is, what's in the news? So you could write about or add pictures about what's happening locally to you. You could take clippings out of local newspapers. You could add pictures. So that's the prompt for the 5th of April. And the prompt for the 6th of April is tea bag folding. So if you have a look on YouTube and have a look on Pinterest, there's lots of different ideas for tea bag folding, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it in the next video, about its origins, where it came from, how it came about, but what's in the news and tea bag folding. So you might need to do a little bit of research on tea bag folding if you've not heard of it before. So those are your next two prompts. There's some pictures at the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.